Get you some of that!
The best anglers in the world don't always know when it's their day to win. But when it happens, you're treated to a front row seat of a dream coming true. Today, with the 2022 Bassmaster season quickly approaching, we'll look back at two amazing events from 2021. Both are stories of triumph, sacrifice, and determination. This is the 2021 Bassmaster Elite Series Recap Show. Well, hello and welcome. Welcome to the Bassmaster Studios, sponsored by Marathon. I'm Tommy Sanders here with Ronnie Moore. Of course, in just a few short weeks, we're going to start the 2022 Bassmaster Elite Series season. We can't wait for that, but we can do a lot to get ready for that, Ronnie Moore. So what we're doing is we're looking back at a great 2021 to sort of set the stage for everything. Last week, we looked at two incredible tournaments that started the season last year.
The 2021 season kicked off with two completely different bodies of water. The St. Johns River down in Palatka, Florida. Then we go to Fort Loudon and Tellico on the right forming the Tennessee River in Knoxville, Tennessee. Frigid conditions, dirty water, totally different from Florida, but we had two first-time winners. Brian New taking the title in his first ever Elite Series event, Jeff Gustafson becoming the second Canadian ever to win an Elite Series event, and he did it all smallmouth, defying the odds. No one thought that that could be done. He did it. No one thought that maybe a rookie could win their first event. Brian New did it. So, hey, brand new stories there, but this next series is going to be great.
Absolutely, and we're leaving the rookie world right here. We're going to talk about a couple of veterans. One did pick up his very first Elite Series win. The other one has a real record of a winning ways career.
And one guy we're going to mention this week is Jason Christie. He came back to the Elite Series. A couple professional moves in his career, had some influx, uncertainty, came back to the Elite Series, wanted to put his stamp on 2021 season in his return. It only took him a few events, but he really made an impression. A lot of strategy for this veteran, something that he hadn't necessarily dealt with on this body of water, the Sabine River. Had to deal with a lot of strategy. He has came through and made that happen. And then, like you mentioned, a lot of tears are going to flow in one of our episodes today because we have a 14-year professional angler, Bill Lowen. This has all been culminating to this point. Over 150 Bassmaster events, came close so many times. We nicknamed him Dollar Bill because he's always in the money. He's always so consistent, but that top prize has always eluded him. Today, we get to see that payoff.
You hate to say that it's your time. I'm probably not much different than a lot of these guys in that I put my heart and soul into it. You kind of know, you get them fuzzy feelings everywhere when you think all the stars are lining up, and this morning I felt like all the stars were lining up.
From Brookville, Indiana, Dollar Bill Lowen. Bill Lowen started the day with 45 pounds even. He's got 5 fish here today. Looking for 12-14 to take the lead. 5 all alive. 17 pounds, 10 ounces with 62 pounds, 10 ounces. Dollar Bill is back in the lead where he sat most of the day on Bass Live. Bill Lowen, 5 fish away from his very first Bassmaster Elite Series event, man, and I know you have wanted this for a long, long time. Woo. But I gotta tell you, at this point, man, you're 5 fish away from this.
Number 2.
And I'm watching you fish, and I'm like, please, fish gods, make this be his time.
Look how fat. I mean, it's crazy. Crazy how fat they are. Like me. Boom.
Let's hear it for Dollar Bill Lowen, your tournament leader.
I am fishing in my comfort zone. It's been fun out there all week, regardless of what happens. It's been a blast up till now. Got to thank everyone out here in this crowd for coming. Without you all, this wouldn't be possible.
Love it, love it, love it.
Once again, every time that I fish on a Saturday or the third day, which today would be Monday, I pick a kid out of the crowd to get a Bassmaster membership. And right there, buddy, you're going to get a Bassmaster membership. All right, you see my wife right there, and give her your information. You know, when I was his age, all I wanted to do was stand on this stage and be a professional angler and fish the Bassmaster Classic. And Bassmaster Magazine will help you do that. So, yeah, I look forward to getting back out there in that Express and that Yamaha tomorrow. And we'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Day number 4, setting in a good spot. Don't get many opportunities like this, so we're gonna take full advantage of it today. Don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm gonna put my head down and fish my guts out. And God willing, it'll be. If not, we'll go to the next one. Let's go. It's not necessarily gonna be tough as a fishery, because it's gonna be phenomenal. When I say it's gonna be tough because you know when you put that boat in the water, you're gonna have to catch 20 pounds a day. I mean, I was expecting it to be a little off-colored, but not like night and day difference from yesterday. Maybe that'll put mud in the big one's eyes and they'll bite. This is my signature series jig from Lure Parts Online. It's a 3/8 of an ounce, so it'll actually flow with the current. You know, I feel like everything in nature flows with the current that bass feed on. You know, crawfish, shad, whatever that may be. Bass sit there and wait, and their ambush point for the bait to come by. And if you can make that jig float or flow with that current into that cover, I feel like it gets you a lot more bites. It just looks more natural, and I always think that the more natural you can be, the better off you're gonna be. You see that real black looking log? I had a foot of water over it yesterday. I mean, I probably can't even get up there to it. Right here tells you, you see under that tree right there, where you can see the arch, see all the way under it? Couldn't see under that tree yesterday. Couldn't see under that yesterday. Not good for Mr. Bill Lowen this morning. Wow. Come on, 360, show me something out here to throw at. The water has dropped at least a foot and my water's got really muddy. I'm just gonna hustle up through here and hit what I consider the high percentage spots. And if it doesn't work out, we're just gonna scrap this and we're gonna go fishing. You know what, sometimes them are the best days you have, and I'm not gonna let it bother me. We're top 10, the worst we can do is 10th, but we're just gonna put our head down and we're gonna go fishing. So stay with us, don't leave us. I lost a good friend that is the reason I'm here.
Billy was William Backman's son and Bill Lowen's best friend. The two grew up hunting and fishing the Ohio River, dreaming of becoming pro anglers. Billy Backman was only 21 when drugs took over his life. After struggling to deal with his son's death, Billy's father invited Lowen over to his house. Here, one day in 2004, he offered to pay his entry fees to fish the Elite Series.
That gives me that little extra drive every day to go out there and do well, not only for myself, but for them. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be there. I mean, so many people are responsible for me being here. My buddy's parents, my family. It would be amazing. Yeah, it's way cleaner over here. Now if we can just get one to bite, give us a clue. When it rains, it pours, boys. When it rains, it pours. Anybody got any hush puppies? He whacked it. I thought, here we go. When it rains, it pours.
Bill Lowen with his mind on a legitimate question. When will it be my time? Here on a swollen Lake Pickwick, with water finally starting to fall but still way up into the shoreline cover, Bill knows that this one is right in his wheelhouse. But there is so much more going on up and down the lake, even with only 10 anglers left on this final day. We'll be getting deep into it when we return.
Let's hear it for Dollar Bill Lowen.
Bill Lowen has put the work in on this Pickwick Elite event. Positioned perfectly, tied for the lead going into the final day, he's got to be feeling confident, given the conditions and how well he's been executing so far. But he's been in this position before and come up wanting. Too many times. And that will play on your mind no matter who you are. A slow final morning to this point, and he needs to get a couple of keepers in the boat and get back on track. He's made an adjustment and has committed to it for now, doing everything he can to keep up with the changing conditions on this final day.
There'll be a bass. Oh. Well, it ain't a big one, but it's a bass. We ain't going zero. Maybe we're not gonna leave yet. I mean, he smoked it. When I set the hook and the rod boat up, I thought it was a drum. It felt so heavy, you know? Whew. Caught a 4-pounder off that dock right there a few days ago. Another little puppy love under there. Do I want to win this event? Absolutely. Do I want it? I think I want it more for everybody else than I do for myself. I guess that's just kind of the way I am. So yeah, to win this thing would be absolutely amazing. I'd love to do it for myself, and I'd love to absolutely do it for my fans and my family. I kiss Matt Herron on the lips right now. All right, put your head down and go fishing. Put your head down and go fishing. And I'll be honest with you, I don't even know how to put it into words. As long as I can remember, being a little kid, I can always remember wanting to be like Denny Brower someday.
The new champion, Denny Brower has done it.
You know what the moral of this story is, right? Slow down. Here comes the rain. So with that being said, I think we've all, as anglers, whether it's from being a little kid to a 50-year-old man, we as bass fishermen have all had that dream to be on the biggest stage in fishing. So to be able to be on that stage and live my dream and be the best ambassador for this sport that I can be, like I said, I'm so glad to be part of that, and I can't put it into words. Yes, sir. You know, I think we as anglers, or maybe even as fans, truly don't realize how important one bite can be. Oh, Nancy. Oh, baby, stay on. Please stay on. Oh, my gosh. Please. Come here. Come here. Come here. Yeah! Woo! Look at the size of that one! Oh, my gosh! Oh, my gosh! Denny Brower sent me a message last night and told me to catch him a 7-pounder on a black and blue jig. Oh my gosh, look at the size of that thing. Woo! Oh my gosh. Holy moly. Oh, look at that. Oh, oh my gosh. Oh. I don't know, it's big. It is big. Folks at home, it's giant. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I was just thinking, just in my head, I'm flipping docks with a black and blue jig, and I'm thinking about Denny telling me that last night. He sends me a message. You know, me and Denny Brower are really good friends, and we were practice partners before he retired, and he sends me messages all the time when I'm doing well, and he's like, buddy, go out there and catch me a 7-pounder on a black and blue jig. And I think it's bigger than a 7. It might be close to a 10. All I know, buddy, is it's a big one. And that's number 5. Oh, my goodness. I don't know how big it is. We're gonna have to weigh it, find out. Oh my goodness. Thank you, buddy. Oh, look at this, I left that out. Guess we won't be putting that back on, are we? You know what? It don't matter how big it is, let's just keep fishing. I seen her come up and I was like, oh my Lord. She's freaking giant, please stay on. Woo! Thank God for a 20-pound B.A.S.S. Woohoo! How big? 8, 9? I mean, it's big. I'm talking about full-grown Denny Brower, get you some of that. I don't have any idea how big that fish is. I mean, it's an 8-pounder for sure. Don't think. I honestly think it's closer to a 10, but I'm not gonna say that. I mean, it's freaking big. I don't even know what to say right now. I mean, to catch a fish like that on championship, whatever day it is, it's hard to explain. You know, I mean, there's a lot of emotions going on right now. I got a lot of people pulling for me, a lot of people helping me out. You know, I come to the bluff stuff because Matt Herron, you know, him and I are practice partners now, and he caught some fish on some bluffy stuff yesterday right at the end of the day and before the cut was made. He was like, look, you got to go check some of that bluff stuff if your stuff gets messed up. So I ran and did that, got me a couple bites, got me settled down. And I'm kind of in between bluffs right now, so I just figured I'd fish these docks out. I got some bites on these docks in practice. And then I had the thought in my head of Denny Brower sending me a message last night about catching him a 7-pounder on a black and blue jig. And I literally, it's crazy how things happen. That next dock down, I was literally thinking about that message and got that big bite there. I don't know how daggone big it is. All I know is it's giant. I got 4 just little keepers in there. I need to catch me some more 4-pounders and freaking close this thing out. So we're just gonna keep our head down. I'm just gonna keep running bluffs and docks and whatever kind of little kearney break stuff I can find to throw my jig around. And if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. If not, I caught a giant on championship Tuesday. So it's all good.
Bill Lowen has been in the game, taking on the stress of a slow morning, and then it comes. It's an overused term, but this one is a game changer. Absolutely needed and necessary to stay in the top spot. But the day is only half over. There's a long way to go before he can shut the door on this one and claim his first Bassmaster Elite Series title. We're into the final hours when we return.
It's giant. Look at that. Oh, baby, stay on. Please stay on.
We always say on the Bassmaster Elite Series, never underestimate the power of a single fish. It can turn your day around, it can turn a leaderboard upside down, and sometimes it puts away a championship for you. Bill Lowen has landed that fish on the morning of Championship Sunday. It's on the other 9 finalists now to do something huge to chase him down. Meanwhile, there's more left in this latest chapter, the storybook ending for Bill Lowen.
Oh my goodness. Freaking missed him. Today I kind of lost a little bit of that just because the day was going so bad and so tough, and I'd lost a couple fish. But I think that fish at the end gave me the confidence to do what I'm doing and know that it's the right thing to do. I just got to get the right bites and put them in the boat. Look how fat they are. Short and fat. I can look back on my career, or even last season, and think of that one fish that I lost that would have made a huge difference. You know, whether that be finishing 10 places better, or maybe even win an event. Come on, fish, please. Man, there's so much grass and just everything makes it feel like a bite. something keeps saying docks in the mouth of that creek, you know? Oh goodness, are you serious right now? Oh, that was a bite for sure. Heads up. Man, why are they not getting hold of it now? Didn't feel like much, but it was a bite. Gosh, I'm so freaking trigger happy right now. You know? It's like... So I can't stress how important that one bite can be. It can be a career changer. But that one bite is gonna change somebody's life. It's gonna change... Somebody whopped it. Somebody's career. But not only is it gonna affect that angler, it's also gonna affect his fans. It's gonna change their lives. You know what I mean? It's gonna change their lives in the fact that they got to watch that moment happen. Oh God. They got to live their dreams through that angler. Yes! So when we say it's gonna change one angler's life, I don't know if he's gonna help. I truly believe it's gonna change. It could change 20,000 anglers' lives. Nice call. That's a nice fish. Let's go. Let's go! I've had all the fun I can take. We're on our way in. Got about 7 minutes left. Fished my heart out. My primary area was trashed from the mud and the wind, and the waters fell over a foot. A lot of the places where I was catching them was dry. So we had to basically start over. I just put my head down and went fishing. Fished the way I've been fishing all week. Caught an absolute giant. I mean, regardless of what happens in here, I've done all I could do today. And I mean, to catch a fish like I caught today on championship day is, I mean, you can't ask for anything better than that. See what happens. That's all we can do at this point. I feel like I'm gonna puke. You know, we both grew up fishing the Ohio River. It was, it's the toughest place in the world to fish as far as I'm concerned. So he would basically, I would say that any of my friends would say is just do what you do, and you'll be just fine.
Oh my God.
So when I say it's gonna be tough knowing on yourself that you have to catch those giant weights. And hey, at the end of the day, it's all about catching those big bass on the big stage and having those big dreams.
19 Bassmaster top 10s, 3 times a bridesmaid from Brookville, Indiana, Dollar Bill Lowen. Looking for 18 pounds, 2 ounces. 20 pounds, 11 ounces. 20 pounds, 11 ounces. And with 83 pounds, 5 ounces, it is finally Dollar Bill's day. 83 pounds and 5 ounces. An 11-time Bassmaster Classic qualifier, and finally a Bassmaster Elite Series champion. That may be the most important bass of Bill Lowen's life. It needs to be better than 7-11 to take over Phoenix Boat's big bass. 8 pounds, 5 ounces. Dollar Bill runs the board.
I don't even know what to say. You know, a lot of you don't know the story of how I got here to where I'm at. You know, I had a really good friend that died, and his family gave me my opportunity to chase my dream, and I'd give it all up if he was still here today. And I know he's looking down right now, smiling. And yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, it's been this is like my 14th year, and I've had some seconds, and there's so much dedication that goes into it, and so much with my family support. And I mean, I think I wanted it more for them than I do for myself, because you know, they go through the hard nights and the long days and the sacrifices and the struggles just like I do. And it's awesome. It's amazing. I want to thank everybody here for coming. and sharing it with me.
A family that has truly lived and breathed the Bassmaster dream.
Bill Lowen finally breaking through for his first win with the Bassmaster Elite Series. An emotional day for the veteran angler, his family, and his fans. That'll be a hard one to top, but next up, a completely different look. 100-mile boat rides, fish that are here today and gone tomorrow. Competition that is super tight. The massive, beautiful, and endlessly challenging Sabine River tests the best as the Bassmaster Elite Series heads to Orange, Texas, next.
That's a good one.
We are making our way through the incredible 2021 season for the Bassmaster Elite Series. We have seen 3 events, and so we are 1/3 of the way for these top-tier anglers. Now we make the move from Alabama to Texas to take on the daunting Sabine River as it makes its way from the Toledo Bend Dam to the Gulf of Mexico. We just saw at our last event the power of a big fish. In this place, what's considered a big fish can truly be the decider. The weights here can be so tight that it doesn't take much to gain separation from the rest of the field. And we spoke earlier of wily veterans. Well, one of them, Jason Christie, is living a unique story in his return to the top level of the sport.
It's almost like starting a new career.
Here comes Jason Christie!
I've been away for a couple of years, but yes, I'm definitely back home. If I catch them this year, or if I don't catch them, I plan on catching them, but even if I don't catch them, I'm where I want to be, and it's going to be a good year. You know, one thing in going to a lot of these tournaments, you want to put as many variables on your side. You don't want variables in a fishing tournament. Here we go. We're gonna go there as slow as we can. This is the box, right here. This box right here is the key. We can't get over 13. And I just feel like this week, there's a lot of variables. You know, I have to get there, I have to, 2 hours away, I have to catch fish, and I have to get back without hitting something and to top it all off. I'm running on fumes when I get back. So we're running, you know, 2 hours there, 2 hours back at 30 to 35 miles an hour to conserve fuel. So there's a lot of variables, but nowhere else that I'd rather be than up there. So we're gonna go and just hope that we make it back. And I'm just gonna try to control what I can control. Hopefully we boat every fish that bites. Hopefully we get some bites. Yes, that's a way to start. Fat. I love it. Give me some dirty water, give me some logs, and give me a spinnerbait. I may not catch them, but I'm gonna have fun. Number 2. Oh, get in here. Number 3. Get in here, yes. 2 good ones. We need 5 of them. Look out, that's a fat thing. I think we got 4. I know we got 4. I've sat on the sidelines the last couple of years, and I am super excited to be back. You know, it feels like it's been a while since I have fished an Elite Series, and there's a lot of things that happen, you know, in fishing the Elite Series, and I've missed those things the last couple of years. It's really cool to be back and be settled in. It's gonna be a fun season. Yes, another fatty. Might be the biggest one so far. He's definitely smaller. In this deal, every ounce is gonna matter. What scares me a little bit is I only had 5 quality bites all day. I caught a bunch of fish, you know, a bunch of keepers, but only 5 quality bites. I know there's still some, you know, some fish left in there, but the cool thing about it is I don't have to make any decisions as far as where I'm fishing. I got one place, that's where I'm going, that's where I'm gonna fish, and that's where I'm gonna end the tournament. It's the only place I have any confidence as far as catching, you know, enough to win this event. Got you. That helps a bunch. We're out. I'm so glad to see a largemouth up here. It's a big call. Now the goal is to get back. You know, we got a really, really stout, we get to run with the current, but we got a really, really stout south wind, so it's gonna be, I mean, fumes if we make it back. So the goal was 10 or 11 today, and I think that's about what I got.
Your tournament leader is Jason Christie. Get loud, Orange, Texas!
If you are inclined to take on some risk in the hopes of gaining advantage, the Sabine River could just be your kind of venue. That seems to be the case with the veteran Jason Christie. His ploy is to take on extremely long runs to get away from the crowd. The plan has paid off with good limits of fish on the first 2 days. But tomorrow the fish, even the water that holds the fish, could be gone. So just how is this all going to play out? We'll find out when we return.
Yes. Another fatty.
This has been one of the most strategic events of the season, a chess game played out on the vast Sabine River. The problem? Find the quality and quantity of fish to win while being able to physically make it back to the weigh-in and make it on time. Meanwhile, the river and its elements are changing day to day, making large and small adjustments a constant project. This one's full of all kinds of drama, guaranteed to continue into days 3 and 4.
Gosh darn it. I mean, he hit it on the bank. Dang it. Yeah, we had a rough day 3. You know, I consider it rough, and we still caught a limit. The water rose, but still had chances to catch 10 pounds. And, you know, I struggled all night, all evening with the decision on what to do. And I'm going to go back. You know, if I stay close and fish, and then I learn that the water fell up there, then I wouldn't be able to sleep the rest of the week. So I'm going to go back and hope that the water is if it hasn't dropped, it's dropping. And if it doesn't, then you know, we're going to obviously change up something. But I just have to go. I mean, that's what's got me here. And you know, a bad day of fishing yesterday, and still had a chance to catch 10 pounds, which is about the norm here. You know, if I get up there and fishing is good, and these fish have acclimated themselves, then it could be. You know, it could be one like the first and second day. So really just got to trust your gut, and my gut says to make the run. Well, we have arrived, and exactly what I didn't want is the water is even up higher than it was yesterday. I kind of expected that. I mean, I shouldn't say I expected it. I was hoping, you know, that it would drop, that the tide from the dam would kind of slow down, but it hasn't. So what we're going to do, this has been a stretch that's had a lot of fish in it, and I lost a good one right here right off the bat yesterday. I'm just gonna buzz through it, and then we're gonna go way up this thing. I did a lot of studying last night. My hands are so cold that I can't even cast. I did a lot of studying last night, and I saw some places up this thing that look a lot like this was, and I haven't been able to get to it. We're gonna give it about, I don't know, an hour and a half up here, because there was a lot of fish. And if I don't get it going, there's another place I want to try to get into. It's a shame that, you know, things didn't stay like they were, because it would have been fun. But we're gonna catch them. We just have to go fishing today. We got 5 hours to figure something out. We are gonna catch them. Just need to move up. And we need some largemouth to live up here. I need to see a largemouth bad. There's some big spots. In practice, I had my hook covered up and I'd get a bite. The water was clear so you could see. What's funny is you'd hit a little wad of them that would be that size. And then there was, you know, some wads of 2.5 pound spots. Now, obviously those weren't as many as the smaller ones, but there's some wads of them, and then you could throw in a big largemouth, you know, on occasion. So that's what we got to get dialed back in if we're going to win, is the largemouth. And it's just there's just so much stuff now, and there's not as much current. If that current was ripping, it would put them where they need to be. But the currents, see, like this bank, I'm not crazy about it. There's just, until you get on up there, it's just so much stuff.
Jason Christie, always a threat to win anywhere, has taken on risk and committed to a long, tough boat trip to get to his fishing every day, having to strip down his boat to the essentials just to save gas. Day 3 saw a drop in production, but he's still in command halfway through the 4th day. We'll see how the final hours unfold when we return. In 4 days of competition, Jason Christie has made 4 long and risky runs. So far, so good, but he still has to catch them today and make it back for the final weigh-in. Neither outcome is guaranteed, with the changing fishing conditions and a gas situation that leaves no margin for error. Let's not forget the list of dangerous anglers on his heels.
Easy, buddy. Best thing about that fish is it's green. Thank you, buddy. That's 4. That's 4. We got 1, really. So lucky because I made a bad cast, and luckily the spinnerbait rolled over that log. If I'd had to go get it, obviously I wouldn't have caught that one. He's little, he kind of kicked my butt. There's 12, but he ain't much of 12. Red. Red will go back. That's 5 for about not very much. But you know what? We're back into catching them. We're getting some bites. We ain't catching them. One of the toughest things to do as an angler is to qualify for the Elite Series. And I've been fortunate enough that I've done it twice. This year in qualifying through the Opens, there was a lot of pressure. You know, in the beginning, it was more so to try to get in the Classic. And then, you know, things started to materialize, started leading the points. And I've always told myself, and I tell other anglers, at the end of the season, you want to have options. That makes you more valuable as an angler, as a businessman. And that's what I wanted, was options. And once I started seeing, you know, the chance to re-qualify and get back in, you know, I started falling back in love with the format and the guys around me. You know, and mid-season, I knew that's what I wanted to do, and that created a lot of pressure. It's very, very tough to qualify through the Opens. I'm not saying it's impossible, because I've done it. A lot of guys have done it, but it is the cream of the crop for sure. Rise from the Opens. My biggest goal this year is just to get back in the Classic. I've sat on the sidelines the last couple of years, and it's cliche, but you can't win the Classic if you're not in it. I want to get back in the Classic, and I think from there, you know, just kind of let things take care of themselves. I spent a lot of years in my career, you know, chasing blue, chasing all these trophies and stuff, and I just want to go fun fishing. I want to fish for fun, and you know, if trophies happen, they happen. I just want to get back to where fishing is super fun to do as a job.
A 5-time Bassmaster Elite Series winner, one of the most feared names in professional bass fishing, from Park Hill, Oklahoma, Jason Christie. 35-11 at the start of today. He's got 5 all alive, looking for 6 pounds, 15 ounces, 8 pounds, 4 ounces. 8-4, and Christie conquers the Sabine River.
Oh man. So for you guys that don't know, a couple of years ago, I was in another place. Last year, I did one of the hardest things to do, and that is go to the Bassmaster Opens and re-qualify to get back to the Elite Series. And I worked my butt off all year long, and I was fortunate enough to get back here, and standing here under these circumstances, looking at everybody, this is exactly why I came back. And I won't be going anywhere anytime soon.
Christie conquers the Sabine River, and 4 events into his return here on the Bassmaster Elite Series, he once again hoists the coveted blue trophy. Orange, Texas, you guys overcome, you guys over-deliver every single time, and you guys are the all-time Bassmaster Elite Series record crowd, and we love you. We'll see you again.
Jason Christie is back, and in a big way, taking the title on the always tough Sabine River. So 2 longtime veterans take big wins in 2021. For Bill Lowen, it was a long time coming. The victory on a flood-altered Pickwick Lake brought a flood of emotions for the respected angler, and rightfully so. For Jason Christie, a matter of picking up where he left off, knowing his strengths and leveraging them to create a winning strategy. We've had 4 of the 9 events during this special season, and when we see you next week, we'll continue the journey on one of the strongest big bass factories anywhere. Don't miss it.